Hi, my name's Kent Thomas, and I'm a social worker and body liberation coach in Tacoma, Washington. And I'm super passionate about body liberation, especially within queer men, because I know so many of us struggle with body distress and disordered eating and exercise. And I just know that we can find freedom from this. And I think it takes individual work as well as community work. And I'm really hopeful about that. For me personally, I really care about this because I spent well over a decade struggling with an eating disorder and disordered exercise. And for me, it just stole so much of my life. It was an attempt at sort of getting control of my body and fitting in more with society's norms. And I thought that would fix so many of my problems. But really all it did was add more stress and more disconnection from in my life. And in the process of recovering from my eating disorder and disordered exercise, I've found that there's so much life outside of really trying to control and perfect my body. There's such an obsession within the queer male community of having the quote unquote perfect body. And I just think for me, it's been really helpful to be curious about where that ideal came from. The super thin, muscular, white, tall, non-disabled body that so many in our culture sort of praise as the ideal body. I just think it's pretty clear that ideal is based in racism, ableism, fat phobia, and so many other really problematic aspects of dominant culture that I think as queer men, we have seen how harmful toxic masculinity and culturally constructed norms have been for our lives. I know for me, I dealt with so much shame about being gay, and I realized that shame I felt was completely a thing that was forced on me from the outside. There's nothing wrong with being gay. It's actually really great. And I see parallels with bodies too, that the shame I felt and still process through in my daily life, that shame is put on me from the outside. There's nothing inherently wrong with my body and any quote unquote imperfections. That is a thing that's been forced on us by society at large, and it's incredibly fucked up. It's not in our best interest. I think for me, some really helpful things have been to really ponder, what do I value in life? Do I want my life to be upholding a really toxic system of body oppression? And for me, as a white cisgender gay man, if I do everything I can to fit into the box even more, is that something I value, or is that actually something that's harming others who are less privileged than I am? So I think for me, I've really realized that it's an act of social justice to let my body be, to not try to move or eat in a way that will quote unquote perfect my body and health or whatnot. It's just really, for me, I've found that it's really important that as I divest from this diet culture and this thin ideal, that's not only helping me live a freer life, and it's actually helping everyone else because I'm no longer holding up this system. Some really helpful books that I found are Anti-Diet by Christy Harrison and The Body is Not an Apology by Sonia Renee Taylor, as well as the Food Psych podcast with Christy Harrison. And those are more general body liberation resources. If you're curious about queer men-specific body liberation, you can follow me at Kent Thomas MSW on Instagram. And I know together we can find so much liberation in our bodies, both through our individual work and unlearning, as well as our community level work and unlearning. There's just so much freedom to be had in our bodies. And I can say personally, I have found so much more life as I've let go of that quote unquote perfect ideal. And I know that there's so much waiting for our community as we unlearn together. Thank you so much.